All right, so let's talk about my race. This will be essentially the race day video. I'll include some clips here, but didn't get a whole lot during the race. I know Chloe caught some early that I'll include. I'm just gonna kind of chit chat through it, and I'll splice in some clips as I go because I don't really remember what I have and what I don't. I want to go ahead and video this so I can edit it all together. So, going into the race felt really good, felt really trained and ready. My last long run and weekend before the race was like 25 miles between the 2 days, which was good because my goal here was 100K. It was a 24-hour race on a 0.6 loop, and I know that's psychotic. 0.59 actually. I know it's psychotic, but actually I kind of liked it. I was able to like gamify it a lot. Like if I had a slow loop, I could pick it up and really focus on a faster loop, stuff like that. Obviously, it allowed for more aid station visits, just grabbing stuff quickly, Chloe bringing stuff out to me. So, but yeah, that's kind of setting the scene. Going into the weekend, felt really good about it, but then as we got closer, was a little concerned because the forecast was predicting rain pretty much the entire 24 hours. Luckily, we made it till about 6 p.m., so I was able to really knock out a lot of mileage for me, at least in the first 10 hours or so before the rain started. And once the rain started, that really set me up for a brutal night. So it pretty much poured from 6 to 4 a.m. And yeah, some of those nighttime hours were really tough. I went through 2 pairs of shoes and like 6 pairs of socks. I'll put a clip of my shoes in right here, unless I forget. No, but like 6 pairs of socks. Just trying to keep my feet dry. I've had blister issues in the past, so I was definitely nervous about that. But actually, my feet held up decently. But yeah, the rain kind of started the decline, and then around probably 10 p.m., 9 p.m., I don't exactly remember, I started having some left ankle issues. So that was around when I changed shoes too, so I think it could be related. I think for my 100-miler, whenever I do that, I'll probably plan on wearing the same shoes throughout, just having multiple pairs of the same shoe. Because I went from the Mount to Coast to the Nova Blast, and they were my older Nova Blasts. I bought newer ones going into the race, didn't end up wearing them because I was trying to preserve them a little bit. They're beautiful, and figured I'd wear the older ones, but I might have set myself up for a fail there. My left ankle historically has given me a lot of issues. I tore my ATFL 5 years ago, something. It took about a year and a half for it to get better. So yeah, that started cropping up. I had to tape it up pretty tight just to be able to keep moving. Still managed some quicker loops, but I pretty much had to go down to like a power walk jog mix after that. Sorry. Consistently both years now after my ultramarathon, like immediately, race ends, we're cleaning up or I'm sitting, and I like start getting phlegm in my chest, and I kind of have this like upper respiratory thing. It happened last year. It's happening this year, so that's kind of crazy. But yeah, I had to tape it up. That slowed me down quite a bit. And then after that, I kind of went into I think my body just started trying to preserve some things. So then my left knee started hurting too. And it just kind of all crumbled from there. I did end up getting about an hour of sleep total across, maybe hour and a half, but across the different hours of the middle of the night. Yeah, so it was, jokingly, I've told people it was like the worst night of my life. Honestly, it was pretty up there. It was pretty bad. But you train for adversity, you focus so that you can get through those tough times. And I did, and I hit my goals, but 100K is not anything to take lightly. The ultramarathon is undefeated. It's challenging. Look, even my hands are a little swollen. I'm pretty puffy. I'm a couple pounds up. Even I weighed myself because I'm pretty inflamed. But it was definitely a tough night. Around 9 or 10 p.m., early in the night, I got back to the tent at one point with Chloe, and I was just crying and just I want to be done and all this stuff. It was really hard. Around 4 a.m., I almost quit. Got really close to quitting. Just took 5 minutes to take a deep breath, to sit in the tent. Chloe was asleep, just kind of battling my demons. Like, I almost woke her up and was like, let's just go home now, or like, I'll just curl up next to you. I'll go to sleep. We'll sleep for 4 hours and go home. But no, like, I dug deep for the 24 hours and I did the best I could. And I was really proud of that. It wasn't exactly the results I wanted, but, you know, we did the hard work, and that's what matters. Hard work remains undefeated, just like the Ultramarathon. So I learned a lot. Was really proud of myself on how I held on. I stayed pretty consistent through the first, 18 hours or so. Obviously, the first 10 hours were one thing. Then the next 8 kind of dipped off a little, and then the last 6 were pretty gruesome. But, post-ultra stuff, we came home. I definitely feel better than I did last year. Like, in the car ride home last year, I was, falling asleep while talking, narcolepsy style. This one was closer. This one was, 50 minutes away. Last year was 2.5 hours, so had more time to fall asleep then. But was able to, come home. We got coffee. I was laying on the couch talking with Chloe, started watching some Star Wars. Fell asleep a couple times. I think I probably fell asleep 5 times on and off yesterday. But we just hung out on the couch, watched Star Wars and Goosebumps The Vanishing on Disney Plus, which was cheesy but fun. We've been working through that series for a couple months. We're pretty bad at watching series. So had a poke bowl for lunch, pizza for dinner. Just trying to get some calories in. Whoop said I burned about 7,000 calories, which is nuts. And trying to hydrate. In terms of how my body feels, I definitely feel better than last year, but I don't feel great. My left ankle and foot has been pretty swollen. Free feet, I know, but I'll show you guys. We're pretty fat over here. I'll try not to show you my toenails, but in comparison, I have pretty small ankles and veiny feet, and there's just very little free feet. Sorry about it. There's very little to see there. So left side's a little swollen. And then my body's definitely going through the shocks that I guess maybe everyone does. Definitely I do after each ultra marathon, which is just chills. Just exhaustion, body aches. The ankle and foot are really the sticking point right now. My knee's a little tender, and I got aches and pains. My back is really tight. Waking up this morning, I was really stiff. My adductors have been really stiff. My calves are a little tight. Just stiffness and aches and pains to be expected. I did run a ton, and anytime you're running 60-plus miles. Last year I ran 50, but I was way more trained going in this year. And 15-mile PR is pretty awesome. Really proud of that. Learned a lot. Really grateful to Chloe for sleeping in a tent in the pouring rain all night. Just going to go back to the drawing board, see where my training's at, see how I feel in comparison if I were to try and push this out to 100, because that's definitely something I want to do. It's kind of plotting on trying to get that done in the next couple of months, but I think we'll go back to the drawing board just a little. Maybe in the spring, but I do get married in the spring, so got to plan around that. That's the priority here. But I'm trying to think, spent a lot of time listening to podcasts, listening to Taylor Swift's new album. One thing I really loved there is this big fat dog I was obsessed with, and he was out there until it started raining, so the first 10 hours, and every loop I was just smiling at him. And smiling is powerful. It helps pull you out of some dark stuff, and seeing him was definitely helpful. I love puppies. So that's kind of my race recap. I know I look rough. I got bags under my eyes. I'm sleepy. But that's the race recap. Really proud of myself. Proud but never satisfied. We'll keep chipping along. Two marathons in one day is pretty nuts, and a little extra. So I may not be the fastest runner. Jeez. I may not be the fastest runner, but I can go a long time, and I'm really proud of that. This was this year's, I don't want to mispronounce it. What is it like? I don't know. This is this year's hard task. I want to see if I can pronounce it correctly. Misogyi? Is that how people say it? Misogi? Alexa, how do you pronounce Misogi?
I pronounce that misogi.
Misogi. Okay, I was right. It's fine. Thank you. Alexa, stop. Yeah. So that's like a Japanese term for doing like a huge rite of passage type of hard thing. And definitely wanted to do something this year. And it was definitely hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done. But I'm glad I did it. So thanks for following along. Oh, and shout out to my guy Jamie, putting that right here. Jamie watched my Tideland video, stopped me during the race and was like, hey, you're on YouTube? And talked to me about my video from last year. So that was really cool. You know, I joked, you know, one of 80 people to watch my channel. But that was awesome. Definitely gave me a little pep in my step. So shout out to Jamie. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for always following along. Comment below the hard thing you're doing this year. Or if you need help choosing one, I'm always here for you. So, yeah, like, subscribe, all the things. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. First run back after the 100K last week. Felt like it's just pain was relevant. No, I mean, honestly, legs were a little tired and heavy still. But pain-free, ankle and knee felt fine. So, it begins again.